Should you chase happiness or meaning? It's a question that silently shapes countless decisions, from the career path we choose to the partners we commit to. Is the primary goal of life to be happy or to find meaning? This isn't just an abstract philosophical riddle. It's a deeply personal, practical dilemma that touches every aspect of our existence. For decades, Western culture has overwhelmingly championed the pursuit of happiness, a state often characterized by positive emotions, pleasure, satisfaction, and the absence of distress. But a growing body of psychological research and anecdotal wisdom suggests that this singular focus might be leading us down a hedonic cul-de-sac, one that, paradoxically, leaves many feeling unfulfilled. The problem with chasing happiness as a direct goal is that it is fundamentally fleeting and conditional. Happiness is a mood, a high-frequency emotional state that is inherently designed to fluctuate. If we anchor our life satisfaction to this momentary sensation, we set ourselves up for disappointment. The hedonic treadmill is a powerful psychological phenomenon that illustrates this perfectly. It describes our tendency to return to a relatively stable level of happiness despite major positive or negative life changes. We get the new promotion, the dream car, or the perfect vacation, and the spike in joy is intense. But then, our baseline shifts. What was once extraordinary becomes ordinary, and we must chase an ever higher stimulus to feel the same level of elation. This endless cycle becomes exhausting and ultimately hollow. The allure of eudaimonia over hedonia. Instead of hedonia, the pursuit of pleasure and emotional well-being, let's shift our lens to eudaimonia, often translated as flourishing or the good life. Eudaimonia is not about feeling good, but about being good and doing well, living in accordance with one's authentic self and virtues. This is where meaning steps into the spotlight. Meaning is typically derived from three core pillars, none of which strictly require immediate happiness. 1. Belonging and connection, feeling valued and connected to others. This involves reciprocal relationships, communal service, and a sense of shared humanity. Meaning often blossoms when we step outside of ourselves to support a friend through a crisis, even when that act is emotionally draining. 2. Purpose and contribution, using one's strengths to serve something larger than oneself. This can be raising a family, advancing a scientific field, creating art, or dedicating one's career to a noble cause. It's the why that fuels the what. 3. Transcendence, moments when one feels connected to a higher reality, whether through nature, spirituality, art, or intense focus. These moments often put one's personal struggles into perspective, emphasizing the smallness of the self within a magnificent whole. The power of productive suffering. One of the most compelling arguments for prioritizing meaning is its ability to sustain us through suffering. Life inevitably involves pain, loss, and struggle. A life based solely on happiness has no robust framework for dealing with these inescapable realities. When pain arrives, the foundation cracks. A meaning-driven life, however, can reframe suffering as a crucible for growth and purpose. Viktor Frankl, an Austrian psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor, articulated this masterfully in his book Man's Search for Meaning. He observed that those who survived the unimaginable horrors of the concentration camps were often those who had a future-oriented meaning, a book to finish, a loved one to reunite with, a story to tell. They didn't survive because they were happy. They survived because their suffering had a purpose. This realization gives birth to what we might call productive suffering. The sacrifice of sleepless nights working on a meaningful project, the financial strain of starting a values-driven business, or the emotional toll of caring for a sick relative. These are all challenging, non-happy experiences that nonetheless contribute profoundly to a person's sense of meaning and life satisfaction. They feel worthwhile, even when they feel terrible. The harmony, meaning as the path to lasting joy. Ultimately, the choice shouldn't be framed as a stark zero-sum game. When meaning is established as the foundation, happiness tends to emerge as a byproduct. When you are fully engaged in activities that align with your deepest values, when you are contributing to a community you believe in, and when you are using your unique talents to serve a purpose beyond self-gratification, the conditions for authentic, lasting joy are met. You stop chasing the fleeting sugar rush of instant gratification and start building a reserve of deep contentment. You are no longer terrified of discomfort because you understand that challenging experiences are integral to your journey toward self-actualization. The small moments of happiness, the laugh with a friend, the sunset, the taste of a good meal, are appreciated not as the goal, but as delightful bonuses on a path you are already proud to be walking. In short, chase significance, and satisfaction will catch up to you. Strive to answer the question, what is my unique contribution to the world, not what makes me feel good right now. The former creates a life of lasting resonance. The latter, a series of pleasant but ultimately forgettable moments. If this deep dive into the purpose of life resonated with you, and you found a new perspective on your own path to fulfillment, I encourage you to hit the like button. It's a simple way to let me know this kind of in-depth exploration is valuable. Also, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below, sharing your thoughts. Do you focus more on happiness or meaning in your daily life? I can't wait to read your insights.